what are we going to do about our healthcare, transgender healthcare? What are we going to do about that? So I had showed you a little bit the other day, something that happened on Friday. Let me actually show this to you here. Kind of looked a little bit into it, but not too much. If anyone has any more information, let me know. So you just do a search for transgender on Google, for example. Trump administration erases transgender civil rights protection. Healthcare advocates push back against Trump's erasure of transgender rights. LGBT communities concerned as Trump administration rolls back transgender. It's something about, healthcare. So it has to do with the fact that prior to this, there was a no discrimination bill in place for transgender people, so they couldn't be denied medical services or treatment or that sort of thing. And that's good. I don't understand what the problem was with that, but this is removing that essentially, so they can deny you service based on you being transgender. And I don't understand that personally. I don't understand that, because I don't believe in discrimination at all, period. Now, I don't know if that's the full case here, because apparently it is to save money. Obviously, it's not just we're just going to get rid of it just to get rid of it. It's obviously there's another reason as well. It's not just let's just get rid of it because we don't like it. It's to save money, obviously. And I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen with it, because it's just very interesting, because I myself don't believe in any sort of discrimination. I don't discriminate against people. I don't feel as though I should be discriminated against. No one should deny someone rights based on who they are and what they are and what they identify as, and anything along those lines. So it's just kind of weird to me. Now, here's the weird thing about this, okay? Here's the really weird thing about this. And this has to do with the whole political aspect of it. So as we know, here in the United States, we have rights. We have rights to do whatever we want to do. We can do whatever we want to do. We can say whatever we want to do. That is our basic right. That's our basic human right. Our basic human right in general. So it's interesting, because if you look, a lot of Republicans are very, very strong with the idea that you are free to do whatever you want to do. And this includes the fact that, I'm sure many people have heard about, I think it was like someone who was making a cake for someone who was gay, and they denied service to that person because they didn't want to make a cake for someone who was gay. Now, on one end, you got to remember this, the Republicans were very supportive of that, because guess what? That person has rights to decline you if they don't want you to be a customer. And technically, that is very true. You could be denied because the company doesn't like you or wants to discriminate against you, whatever. They have whatever right that they want to do, the owner or whatever. But then some of the same Republicans are like, I'm going to go into the store without a mask on, and they can't deny me service because I have rights. It's like, that's very hypocritical there. And even I see that. I mean, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not either of the sort. But it's just kind of odd. Like, why would you put a spin on what you believe? So with something like this, it does make sense that people have the right to, let me just back up for a minute. So I believe human beings have the right to do whatever they want to do. But when it comes to companies and organizations, I think there should certainly be no discrimination with those companies. So a company cannot deny you, a place of business cannot deny you based on anything at all. It doesn't matter if you're gay, doesn't matter if you're transgender, doesn't matter if you have medical conditions. It should be illegal to deny you. Now, when it comes to individuals, okay, like let's say I'm a person buying from another person, okay, who's not a business, they're not a registered business, they're not an LLC, they are not a corporation, they are nothing of the sort. They're an individual. Then that individual should have every right to deny me service based on whatever reason that they want to, including they can discriminate against me all they want, because that is their individual right. But when it comes to a company, I don't think those same rights should apply, personally. So when I say something like this, to get rid of these anti-discrimination, with healthcare services and doctors and that sort of thing, it's like, I don't think that should be permitted, because that is a company. That is an organization. That is something that is not just run by one person, it's run by multiple people. So this is something that I do not like. This is something that I oppose, and this is something that, well, we really don't know what the outcome is going to be. Is it going to affect me? I don't think it's going to affect me, because this is another interesting thing about this, because legally I am a female. I have an insurance card that says F on it. I have my name as a female. So how would my insurance company know that I am a transgender person? It's not written anywhere. How would my doctor know unless I told them? They won't know. But if they specifically know, then that would be a problem. It's like, oh, well, we can deny you service now because we don't want to, give you service based on you being trans. And it's like, okay. But the whole thing is just very, very bizarre. It's just, I just don't understand the whole discrimination thing. Like, why the need to do that and deny someone service? Now, I can understand it also if it's a practice that doesn't understand how to deal with transgender people. That makes sense as well, because I've gone to a doctor before that they didn't know how to deal with transgender people. I was the first ever transgender. Actually, with several of my doctors, I'm the first ever transgender patient. So if you're just going to a general doctor and you're like the only transgender patient there, and they don't really know what to do with you and how to deal with you, it makes more sense that they would deny you, because they don't know how to treat you. They're not educated in that field, because it is a very unique situation. So, and I guess the other interesting thing to bring up is what should be covered by your insurance. Prescription medications, I don't see any problem with that being covered by insurance, but when it comes to surgeries, that's where you get a bit iffy. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars for surgeries. I don't know how I feel about that being covered by insurance. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. But for some people, it's almost a situation of life and death. So I don't know. It's all just, I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. I really haven't really thought about it, but maybe it should be case by case basis. Because some people need the surgery and hormones and all that sort of stuff more than other people do, because their life is much more at risk. I don't know. Let me just know your thoughts on this. I mean, obviously, as I said, I'm not looking at this as necessarily, the worst thing in the world. I don't know what it's going to do precisely. I don't know if it's going to affect me. I don't know if it's going to affect anyone that I know. I don't really know. I don't know what is going to happen. And I guess we won't know until something happens. So I know I've seen a lot of people really oppose this, and they're again, a lot of what the transgender community does, they just over exaggerate, and they make it sound to be like the worst thing in the entire world. Like, oh my gosh, there's going to be so much crimes and violence now against transgender people. They're going to be hated on. I'm like, stop being the victim. That is where you need to stop this right from the start. You are not a victim. I don't care how small of a minority you are not a victim. I am not a victim. I'm a transgender person. I am not a victim. You know why I'm not a victim? Because I changed my mindset and my attitude to be happy with me and be the best I can be. The people who are victims are people who believe they are victims. Once you change that mindset, you will not be a victim anymore. And this is a hard concept for people to come to the realization of, but stop being the victim. Stop playing the role of the victim, and stop making yourself believe that everyone in the world is out to get you. They're not, unless you believe it. And if you believe it, then they will come after you and target you specifically. So let that go. You're not a victim. You're not a target. Live your life. Be happy with your life, and take things as they come. Okay? So even though I don't agree with this, I'm sure probably most people watching this, I don't know. I don't know what you personally believe. Let me know. But I think I guess we will see what happens. I guess we will see. But anyway, that's all for today. Hopefully you all take care. And it was just interesting also. Let me tell you this one more final thing. So that happened. This is Pride Month. Apparently, I don't celebrate Pride. I don't go to any of those sort of things. That's not my thing. I don't like that. I don't even identify with the transgender community. I don't. or the LGBT community. I don't identify with that personally. But anyway, it happened during Pride Month, and it actually happened. Like, I made a video on my Automacedo channel about how to help a transgender person, like an ally, being an ally. It happened on that same day that I posted that. I'm like, really? Happened on the same day? How to help a transgender ally? Well, there goes your healthcare rights. I don't... Oh, anyway, you take care now. I'll catch you later.